Unfortunately, I'm kind of like Paul. I like to talk a little too. So, but the good news is we've got plenty of time and we are ahead of schedule. So we're already scheming some fun other things to add to your time here. So just to introduce myself again, I'm Christine, and apparently all of Paul's team is leaving the room. So they're leaving Fleming and I in charge. Perfect. We are actually going to go over today Google reviews. Now, how many of you actually have reviews on Google right now? Okay, this is good. This is good. How many of you have more than 10? Okay, you got a couple. How many of you are regularly asking for reviews of the people doing that? Are you getting them?
Sometimes you have to ask it the second time.
Sometimes you have to. Or over several months. Yeah. Hey, has anybody actually ever sat a patient down in the office and just been like, we're doing it right now? It's a great idea. Seriously. Like into plan of care or into treatment, and you ask, and they're like, sure, I'd love to write a review, and be like, hey, you know, would you like to just do it right now real quick? All right. So it's something to start thinking about implementing into your process. But we're also going to talk a little bit here about not just that simple strategy, but also what can we do to reach out to people who aren't in our office anymore, who still like and trust us and recommend us to their friends, but maybe they just haven't sat down, taken the time for 5 minutes to actually write a review. Because I mean, how many of you guys, I'm so guilty of this. I told my friend last week I would write a review for him, and now that I'm talking about this, I totally remembered I haven't done it yet. Thank God Dean Volk is not here right now to rip one into me, because I owe him a review. So, that is the true nature of everybody though. We're all that way. We have good intentions. There's no reason I don't want to do it for him. It just hasn't happened yet. But we do know that they are so important to your business, to driving traffic to your website, and that people are looking for validation online. If you do not have a single Google review right now, I cannot emphasize how much you are losing. Okay? I mean, would you go to a place that had none? Jenna's like,
Are we super reviews?
not because you'd probably be less enthused, you'd be skeptical even if you did somehow decide to go, right? So, but not having one is enough, to be honest, for best Google practices and to get the most out of it, we need to be consistently getting them on a regular basis. That's what's going to benefit you the most, not only from a social proof perspective for your site, but also for just like your online presence in general. Okay? Yes, Cynthia.
I have an aside question to this.
Sure.
So I had a client who wrote me a review and attempted to put it on the website. But I told her to put it on Google and Facebook, and she still hasn't done it, and it's been a year now. So how do I get to her?
Go to her. All right, so who has ideas for Cynthia on what she should do? Has anybody run into this before and successfully navigated it?
Find 5 other people to do it instead of her.
What was that? I kind of agree.
Find 5 other people to do it instead of her.
We sent people the direct link to the Google review, so they didn't have to figure anything out.
Yep, we're gonna talk about that too. There's some people you are just not, like, no matter how long you bug them. I mean, she might do it eventually. If she ever comes back into your follow-up visit, I'd do it right then. But there's some people you're better off chasing 5 others, as, I'm sorry, what's your name again? Cody said, than you are chasing her. Now, if she wrote you something and wrote it back via email, and we're gonna talk about this, it's on the checklist, there are things we can do to still use that. And in fact, really the whole philosophy behind this is, can we get reviews on Google, because that's the most valuable place to actually have them. Okay, Google's still king, you guys. I could go off on a tangent on that, but I won't. So that's great if you like Yelp and all that. Still Google, if you can get them first on Google, that's where you want them. But then we do want to use them other places in your business, right? Whether that's put part of it on your website, etc. So we can talk through some of that. But from a practical standpoint, really anybody who's coming, you don't have to wait till an end of plan of care. Usually about halfway through or 75% when they're getting results and feeling better is a great time to start asking. But definitely as people are ending that and after they've discharged or reaching back out to past patients, is where we need to look. So really, from a standpoint of today, I want you to either write down right now in your head, on a piece of paper, whatever, think, who are 10 people I can email? Past, current, present. Let's write down 10 right now that could be emailed to ask for a review. Then I'm going to talk about what you actually say to them and what link to put and all that jazz. But right now, I want you to just take a couple minutes. Who have you been lazy and haven't taken a couple minutes out of your day to ask for it?
I can't remember my patient's names after I leave the office.
Okay. Shoulder guy on Thursday.
Yeah.
Write him down.
Write
him down.
That's basically what I'm doing.
I love it. You'll know who that is though. No problem. That's okay. That's a good problem. Got some competition over there.
Just yell really loud.
Look him up.
Who's louder?
Dennis is the guy who's teaching over there right now is actually teaching on how to like stand up confidently in front of people and talk. So
Makes sense.
yeah, no kidding. He's pretty confident.
That's pretty confident.
Yeah. Google. Google. So right now, and I mean honestly, you ask me in 5 years, it might be a different answer. I mean, the way Google's going, probably not, but it could. My point is, right now, Google reviews are the most valuable to you. There are some places, remind me where you guys are.
Phoenix.
Okay, so there are some places where, Yelp is bigger than others in the country right now. However, still broadly speaking, the behaviors we are seeing on the internet is people use Google. It's the #1 search engine. Who knows what the #2 is? No. YouTube.
Oh.
Food for thought. This is not a YouTube session.
Search.
Yes.
For places to go.
In general, for
Just
search engines.
Searching.
Yes. To solve problems.
Google is
Well, that's
Solve
searching
problems.
videos.
No, but I'm telling you, like,
No.
we were asking about how to transfer from iPhone to here, and my Google Assistant gave me a YouTube video. That's the very first thing that came up.
No, so people search for their
Physical
problems
therapy, no, I'm saying
first on there.
Physical therapy.
Second on YouTube.
Physical therapy clinic in Fort Worth, Texas. With YouTube. Pull something here.
Yeah. Yes.
You get on there, you do that.
I was about to say, that's another opportunity of ways you can be getting traffic, but we digress. But my point is, Yelp and Facebook, okay, not bad. If you've got a patient that's happy to copy and paste it, absolutely. But look, you don't want to make that, like you tell them in the email that you want them to then go do 3 steps after this, you've got a much less likely chance of them actually doing it. So we want to keep this as easy as possible because if we can get more Google reviews, we're going to get way more success than even if we're growing, Like I'd rather have this many Google reviews than this many here and this many on Facebook.
Yelp, take some off. Yelp was brutal.
Oh, Yelp is kind of becoming a disaster.
Yeah. They've taken off 7 or 9. They've decided 7 are not much. They're bold, so they want you to sign up.
Yeah, so I really would not worry about Yelp. So I would say the less say here though is if you get a review on Yelp, make sure you screenshot it or copy and paste it so that before they remove it, just FYI, so that at least you have that social proof.
When you go to other, you can always see.
Oh, they'll let you show? Okay.
So when you go to it, you can push like other comments, and
It'll
technically
let it.
somebody can see all of them,
Okay.
but it's hard to find.
Yeah.
people won't do that.
People aren't gonna find them there.
I called them and they're like, yeah, that's just how it works. They were not.
Classic.
Exactly. So the next thing is once you guys have looked at, okay, who are 10 people? This is the now implementation, right? Who are 10 people? What the heck do we say to them? What do you guys say?
I just asked, I say, we get a lot of traffic now from online. Would you consider leaving us a Google review? And they say, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what
You can be as simple as that. Anybody else?
What do we need to say to get that? To get reviews? So how to ask about that?
Yeah.
Oh,
What do
we
you
can
say?
say like we are working forwards to improve our services. You can help us by leaving this review.
That's an option. What else? Something similar? Yes?
Can you take a minute and help other people find us?
Yeah. The way I really like to position it, and it's all with the same thing, and you can keep it as simple, but it's basically like, it's basically, can I get you to help other people? Essentially, is what you're saying in the email, if possible. I usually say something along the lines of like, a lot of people look online before making a decision. Would you be willing to help others by leaving us a review? And when I'm in person doing it, to be honest, I'm actually selling them on the vision of, there's a lot of other people out there just like you who are not coming and getting help for this problem. Would you mind helping them by writing a review so they can make an easier decision? Literally it's almost like empowering them that they're making a difference in the world too. Less about making you look good, more about let's help more people together. Really big difference in the message, if you think about it. But you can do that all simply in 1 or 2 sentences. And then what I do really recommend doing is exactly what I think, somebody mentioned it a second ago, is did you know, and if not, I'm going to show you guys, when you Google your business, is everybody on Google My Business, by the way? Do you all show up on Google Maps? Please tell me yes. If not, we can talk later. We need to fix that problem. So if you Google your business right now, and you find it on Google Maps, you know where it says write a review, and the box actually pops up on your screen. If you then go up to your browser and copy and paste it when the box is popped up, and put that in that email, when people click, they will literally go to the page and the box will pop up. They won't have to do anything.
They have to sign in first.
If they're not signed into Gmail, they will have to sign in. If they're automatically signed in because they use Google already,
Like they're on an Android phone or something.
correct. There's a potential that it could prompt them to sign in, but it'll prompt them in that box to sign in to leave a review. Like it's like a long sentence. Yes.
Can I do exactly that, but when I use that same URL code and access it from a cell phone, it doesn't take me there, it just takes me to the Google business page.
And so what I'm gonna be honest, I always write underneath at the bottom then, like just click the write the review button.
Right.
I mean seriously, like here's how easy it is. Click here, and if it doesn't pop up, click the write the review button. I mean, you guys have to make it so easy for them that you anticipate something like that happening, that it's a no-brainer. So that's a really good point. Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, and I learned that because I was trying to take people there,
And it
and I
worked.
saw emails,
Yeah.
and they were working.
But and that's why you want to, the other thing you can do if you're having issues with people that take a screenshot of what it looks like and include it in the email. Like, click here, here's an arrow. Yeah. Now what I also like to do in these emails, sorry, what you guys have okay.
That's the notes.
The teacher might read them. So what I would also do is, a lot of people, how many of you love staring at a blank page? Anybody? No? Really?
It's kind of close.
Chemical? Okay. Homemade. Oh, okay. If you say so. So, here's the thing. Nobody likes staring at a blank page. So why not in our email, hey, P.S., if you're not sure what to write, here are a few questions you can answer. So there's a lot of, but you gotta remember, we're trying to get good reviews, but some are better than others. And a lot of people they'll write really great things, but they may not be the best thing that's gonna actually help your business online. So we can very easily prompt them with a series of questions. And so what I want to make sure we finish up here with is you guys have your 10 people that you know you're going to email. We've talked now about what to write in the email, but what could we also put as questions in this email so that we get actually good answers?
Yeah. Just to add on to that, I know it's called Google Reviews, but does everybody know the difference between a review and a testimonial? Does everybody know what the difference is? If you don't, shoot your head. Does anybody want to tell me what the difference is between
Someone
reviews?
tell us, please. You're about to notice when we go over these questions.
I'll guess.
Go
on.
Okay, review is, it was great, it was okay, whatever. Testimonial is, this is how my life changed.
Yep, exactly. So a review is, Cody's great. They're really friendly, great service. End of. A testimonial is telling a story. I started here, it was just what Christine's talking about with the questions. I started here, this is, I tried this, I suffered with this for years. I went, and this is what I'm able to do now. It's telling a story instead of just, they're great. That doesn't tell anybody anything about what to expect and about solving their problems. So it's good for Google reviews, but it's the same thing when you're doing testimonials with over video with your patients. If you're posting them on your website, if you're posting them on your Facebook, you want those to be testimonials, not reviews.
So, there are 5 questions that ask for both.
In context, if we asked you, we'll ask you, some of you tomorrow for a testimony. We can't ask for a case study until 12 months. Do you get me? So I can ask you tomorrow. I can ask you tomorrow to say what you think about this event, and it's a testimony. It's an endorsement. I enjoyed it, I got what I needed out of it, I learned this thing, it was really cool, people were good, and it was great, you should do it, kind of thing. That's a testimony. But I can't get a case study from you until about 6 months down the line, because the case study is how it affected your life. Do you get me? That's the big difference. So the big mistake when you look at websites is Cody's great, and it's all about Cody, or it's all about Paul. Paul was great. I've got videos where I've stopped people who are on video, this is true, you can watch them go through my funnels, and it's all live, it's all real at the moment. And I've literally said, so why do you come to the clinic? Oh, because Paul, you're great. And I'm like, no, what did you like about the treatment? Well, Paul, I'm like, will you stop? I literally go, will you stop talking about me? You're not here to endorse me. You're here to endorse your journey and your story. Because I'm trying to resonate with somebody who's currently going through this same journey as you. I'm irrelevant in all of this. The user's not stupid, but they'll associate me with the end when you tell it. The biggest mistake to make with testimonials is to get them to sell you. It's sell the story. Sell the journey that they've been on, which actually starts from, why did it take you fucking 6 months to call us? And then they'll say, well, because I didn't know what I needed to do. And you'll say, cool, well, why was that? Well, because I was confused. Because the doctor told me to take these pills. And my husband was telling me chiropractic. So I had that many options, I actually just didn't know what to do. All right, well, what did you do in the end? Well, I got so frustrated that I had to do something. Well, are you glad you called me? Yeah, why? Well, I came in and I got my questions answered. See where it's going? Because the lady or the guy who's watching the video right now is actually going through the same thing. Otherwise, they'd have fucking called you. Think about it. They're that moment in time when they're watching that video, they're literally glued and they're like, this is me. Why did you wait? Because I didn't know what to do. They don't know what to do. What did the doctor tell you? Take pills. They've tried pills. What did you do? Well, I plucked up the courage to call. Oh, and it all worked out well? Yeah, it all worked out well. Well, maybe that's what I should do. Because it worked out well for this lady or this guy who looks just like me. Maybe I should call this clinic. They're not bothered if I'm any good or if I'm the best PT. They don't give a shit. They want to know that somebody else just like them goes to this place. That's social proof. Which is why it's actually easier than most people actually will ever. It's not that big of a bad wolf. If you just focus in on the person problem that most people have with marketing is them trying to sell themselves. The irony is that nobody likes to sell, and yet that's what everybody does. Sell themselves. The easiest way to limit needing to sell is to market in a way that the person finds themselves in the store. So your case studies. I'd like to ring you up in 6 months and go, tell me what you did. Tell me why did you wait, Cynthia, 6 months to come and do these things? Why did it take you 12 months to finally get that thing out of the door? Oh, well, I was just information overload, and I just didn't know what to do, and these patients kept getting in the way. And at some point, this other lady's going, oh, that's me. Maybe I should come to this event. We don't even need to say whether it got you some patients at the other end, because the woman or the guy who's watching it will associate with the story and then need to take the next step because you took the step. That's what case studies are. Make sense?
So we want to make sure that we're getting the best out of the people we're reaching out to, because to be honest, they don't understand that, right? Like they don't, which is why
they'll sell you.
Yeah.
That's what my videos did. The first few were like Paul. I was like, stop it. Stop. I literally on camera say, will you stop talking about me and start talking about you? You don't need to talk about me. Because that's what they think they need to do. Because that's their version of what marketing and selling is.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying in the email, I always include, I do it as a little PS, but if you're not sure what to write about, here's some things to think about. And I try to keep it, I keep it to less than 5 questions. And I was going to read them off for y'all if you'd like to know, and you can adapt them through the clinic. But if anybody else has any others they ask, love to hear as well. So really the first question obviously is, what was your problem and what were you missing out on before coming to see us? So that's number 1. Most people assume that they kind of want to know that, but you'd be surprised. A lot of them will skip the what were they missing out on piece, no matter how hard you've been driving it in your conversations in the clinic. All got that? All right, number 2. What else did you try that didn't work? You're going to notice this strangely sounds kind of like your first phone call. Comes full circle. All right, number 3. Think back to before you came to see us. How long did you wait and why? Let me know if I need to repeat any of these.
Could you repeat that last one again?
Yeah. Since you came to see us, or no, before you came to see us, think back before you came to see us, how long did you wait and why? What else did you try that didn't work? I'm right around here if you need to, but y'all got it? Now we're gonna, so we've kind of addressed the pre-story with those questions, and now we gotta move on to the after story. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
I'm sorry.
Is that okay? Okay, all right, good. So since now that you have come to see us, what impact have we had on your life? Very different than asking, is your pain gone? In fact, I would argue, if you get the best testimonials, don't even mention that. My pain's gone. So, number 5 is, what's the one thing you most liked about coming to see us? And the last one I usually throw in is, what would you say to anyone skeptical about PT? You could say skeptical about coming to see us, skeptical at all. I usually just keep it as skeptical about coming to physical therapy. Yeah.
That's a question.
Sure.
I can answer that. So did you say about when you do the Google search and like how to put the link to that? Is it just the link when you Google it?
So when you Google it and then you actually click the write a review button, it kind of pops up on your screen. If at that point you go copy the URL, other desktops, it will open up just like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's a nice little trick. Of course, it doesn't always work on mobile, depending on your mobile.
And then, can I add?
Yeah.
And that'll be a long string.
It's going to be huge. You might want to condense it with a hyperlink.
I always
Yeah.
use the URL shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, or the hyperlink feature if you've got one. Yeah. Some. If you don't know though, just put the long string in. It's fine. Okay. Yes.
Repeat that. Your first one. First question.
What was your problem and what were you missing out on? So if everyone had internet, you could sit here and send this email to 10 people right now, is that right? If you do, are people on the internet? Yeah. Can you guys do it?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Email time.
Is it working?
Well, we're about to find out if it's going to work when everybody does it. We'll see.
Maybe we should just do one at a time.
For the first part, you just took the obviously I know that going from the write the review button down, with those questions, what do you usually start off with and ask them? You just say, does that use confusion?
Yes.
Can you write a review?
Yeah, you could totally do that. Remember the, we need help.
Yeah, I was gonna put a favor to ask.
A favor to ask. Smiley face, we need help. I would do something along that line. Yeah, because that will get open.
Is this the same thing?
Yeah.
You say what's the subject line?
Yeah, we're talking about that at the moment. Yep. Did you just left us? You're gone?
Sophie's injured. She's hurt herself. I'm taking more painkillers to her.
Is that naproxen? Sorry. Poor Simon told me he had prescription painkillers in the last mastermind. It was naproxen.
Yeah, I can't get it over the counter.
You can't get it over the counter.
I've got a bottle of 200 to take.
I thought that was really funny.
You also can't buy painkillers in more than 16 at a time.
Oh.
So
And by that they mean like
16 tablets at a time. So you can either buy 16 Tylenol or 16 ibuprofen, not both, and no more than 16
So is it
tablets.
legal for you to bring back like the 300, 600 bottles?
I didn't have any problem the last time.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
So she's okay.
Yeah. I won't even say what she did because I don't understand.
Really? Oh no. Okay.
She's fine. It's just toe nail related. Yeah. I won't go any further.
I've done that.
Yeah, we've all done that. Yeah.
Oh no. We're gonna let you guys inmail for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a drink.
Water.
Just to clarify.
The champagne comes later.
That hasn't come out.
I was gonna write reaching out to you because
Maybe you can say I'm writing to you in order to ask to help other clients to help other clients make a decision easier or something. Yep.
Yeah, that means you should be writing our email right now. Right?
Sure. Yeah.
hope you're having a lovely weekend.
Not to put you on the spot or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all getting up and talking over there, like one by one or something?
Sorry?
Are they all like one by one and getting up there?
I have no idea, to be honest. His name's Dennis, and I don't know. He does some interesting things. You can ask John Mark there. It's not a meal, so we're not having an emotional marriage counseling this time. Did John Mark tell you that?
He comes back and like, where's the kids? I'm going.
Sometimes all it takes is one minute to encourage someone, just like you, to finally reach out for help.
All right, we might have Jenna share her words with magic over here. And for reference, I don't know, how many admins do we have in the audience other than, okay. Yeah, awesome. Sort of. Whatever that means. We got kind of admins in the back. Nice. Because even if you're an admin, you could be writing this email, so. And really, simplicity. People don't want to open it up and see like 3 paragraphs just to ask for a review. Good way to scare them. So, I told you I talked too much. But, how are we doing on the writing? Do we need more time? A couple more minutes? Perfect. Remind me to mention the ethically edit thing before we wrap up on this subject here at the end.
Someone tell them to be quiet.
What do you think he's doing? Talking in a room full of people?
question again. How do they need to be communicated to? Great, they told you, don't email me, text me? Okay, fine, we can text them after. There's actually Paul, and for those of you guys, if you are in a position of really struggling, there are actually other systems and ways. Paul actually uses a system called Podium in his clinic, and we can get you guys. Simon, do you know the Podium link? Anyway, we'll get it. Well, that's interesting. So I would just use the hyperlink feature in your email.
Yeah, there's also tinyurl.com.
Or tinyurl or bit.ly or something.
Yeah.
They're all free.
Podium.com.
If you Google like Podium Reviews, it is a paid service.
Yeah.
However, it like since Paul's implemented it, he already had a lot, and they have done nothing but skyrocket on the physio side because they do it via text, Cynthia.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways of following up to get people to write Google reviews. It's very effective.
It looks like it's podium.com.
Okay, podium.com. Yes.
Is there a grade subject line?
We were saying things like, what did you say? Asking a favor, or could you do us
A favor to ask.
A favor to ask, smiley face. We need your help. Those sort of things. Would you open those emails? More so than, can you write us a review? Believe it or not, it's funny. I mean, it's the way you frame it. That would do work. Good. So obviously, once you start to get these rolling in, there are more things you can do with it, and it's just what I want to point out really quickly as we close, which is that you can be using them in other social proof and other places, right? So we're talking on your website, other places in your marketing material. And the one thing I wanted to say is a lot of people ask me, well, what if someone writes like 5 paragraphs? What do I do? And there is the thing to be said about what I call ethically editing, which is, you got to determine what you feel comfortable for yourself. But what I usually do is pull out the sentences and put them all together without changing them that basically put together the story we're talking about. Usually the stories in there, they were maybe just kind of all over the place. So, you could take a few sentences. You guys are nodding. Have you had this?
We do this all the time.
Yeah. So don't be afraid to ethically edit down somebody's testimonial so that you can use it in other places, like your website, other marketing materials, etc. Of course, these are great questions to also ask if you're doing a video review. You could literally do a great video review with these questions. Yeah, they're very similar. Yeah. I use the same ones for paper as I do on video.
So I appreciate there's some people in here who don't have a lot of past patients or current patients that they can get in touch with right now today.
Yeah.
So what kind
need a plan.
Yeah, what kind of process do you put in place to make this into a system, into
Yes.
a process? When do you usually ask for them? I'm sure you've got it automated, even if somebody doesn't have it automated.
Yeah.
What
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I usually start asking for them about that like 50 to 75% plan of care, right? So I know roughly, and I have mine all automated through an email provider, and I know roughly that after so many weeks, like that person's gonna be so far along in a plan of care that it's okay to ask. So the best way is to automate it. If not, it would be creating repeating tasks that after someone's eval, you go in and say, 3 weeks from now, I'm gonna set an alert in my calendar to make sure this email goes out. Now you can see very quickly how having something that can automate this is gonna help your lives a ton. I can tell you, my staff will tell you how much they love that they now get Jenna uses the same software we do, like that alerts them to do these things, whether it's a phone call, whether it's an email.
Yeah.
Whether you have just the campaign that's set up to run it after 3 weeks, whatever method you're using. So I would start then, but then you're also asking for it later. Like, if you're automating it, you'll be able to tag them so they don't get the email later, if they've written one. You can do that too. Anyway, I'm getting complicated on the automation.
He's probably
Infusionsoft.
Okay.
Yeah. I've used several, but I've made my way and I'm very happy. Infusionsoft. So Dr. Rachel, I resisted it for a long time. True. I only switched to it last fall. Yeah. And I wish I hadn't been so long. You don't do that.
I never know what's covered with it.
So make sure you just make sure you have a plan. No, you guys know your patients. You guys know when they're probably more likely to be happy with your services and ready to tell their story. So whatever time frame that is, you need to come up with a process of when am I going to start asking for it, and what can I do to follow up with them if they don't right away? Is it, in Cynthia's case, sending a text to ask for it again? Because she hands them a piece of paper, but we're kind of talking about how that easily gets lost, whatever, and her clients say, don't email me, text me. So great, Cynthia's going to need to start now. She hands them a piece of paper, and the next day a text goes out saying, thank you so much for agreeing to do it, I really appreciate it. But you basically are like thanking them before they've even done it. We'll go do it. You do that.
Oh, that's smart.
So, any other questions about that?
I know everybody here is in very different places in their business. I just want to make sure everybody's got, there's something for everybody.
Right.
Everybody's got next steps with this.
I want you guys
and how
to,
they're
if
gonna roll
you
this
don't
out.
have past people right now, that's okay. Even if you're getting one soon, maybe after this weekend.
Yeah.
We know, I want you to think of when you'll be reaching out to them.
A month from now, you might be needing this.
You got it.
Yeah.
Well, and John Mark emailed people he'd seen in Poul practice.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, contact with, so it doesn't have to be the current.
It actually, no, you're totally right. So you can absolutely, like, let's say you just went out on your own. You can reach out to past people. The only thing I make sure of, because we've had one client who, their past practice, like, contacted them about it. Make sure, that's the one instance where you don't mind them saying, John Mark is so great. Because you can't say,
John Mark of
Simply Physio.
therapy,
You can't say Simply Physio because he didn't treat him at Simply Physio. So that is the one exception to when you can say, emphasize me, not the clinic. Because technically you didn't treat him at your clinic. And that's the way, then the other clinic can't come back and say,
Yeah, and don't go nuts with it.
No.
If you just need a few just to get you started,
that's the place you can go look.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. And to be honest, guys, how many of you legit treated family members because they really needed help? They can write, it's not like you were pretending. You got them better, didn't you? They can still review too if you're needing just those first few.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Has anybody sent any emails yet? Yeah? Cool. Good.
Jenna's
Awesome.
She's sending that already.
She's sending it.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, they're going on. Any other questions about Google reviews?
What was your magic word, Jenna?
Oh yeah, Jenna, what was your magic word review? This girl's pretty good with words. Let's see what she said.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You did.
So it just says, hi, contact first name. Hope you're having a lovely weekend. You popped into my head and I wanted to reach out. Seeing you in the office is always so much fun. It's been such a pleasure working with you and helping you along on your wellness journey, and I was thinking about how your story could inspire so many others to make the best decision for their health. Sometimes all it takes is one review to encourage someone just like you to finally reach out for help. Would you click here to leave a Google review? Please let me know if you have any trouble or questions. Thank you so much. Jenna. And then I did PS and added the questions.
Bravo!
You did all of that just sitting here?
Yeah, Chris wants to be on your email list.
She happens to be Carrie Jose's, say, lead sales girl. Can I call you that?
Yeah, everything I know I learned from Carrie.
Carrie is a magician with words and
Yeah.
emails. I go to her when I don't know what to say. So
Yeah.
good questions. Ask Carrie tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, no, or Jenna. Yeah.
Seriously, Jenna, can you post that in the
In our group,
Yeah, we're gonna create a Facebook group.
Yeah,
Did we
just
announce
for
it?
us,
Yeah.
just
Just for
to
this group.
keep this all going
I'll
after.
be sure to do that as soon as the group
Yeah,
exists.
once we get.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to get it established by the time we leave tomorrow. So hopefully that'll happen. I'll invite you guys all in, and then we can. Because there's gonna be a lot of little kinks to work out as we go through this, and it doesn't end tomorrow. I want you guys to keep implementing. So.
Copyright.
I sent it just now. All 10.
All 10. Boom.
Right.
That's an
So,
action
yeah.
right there.
I also picked some of my favorites. So.
Cool.
I think they'll do.
they'll do it.
Gotcha.
We're gonna see how many Jenna gets by tomorrow.
I also
Yeah.
like Infusionsoft changes it so you can change the name of the center. So I had it sent specifically from me, which I think
Yes,
makes-
yes.
They'll be like, oh, it's Jenna.
Oh, Jenna
Jenna's
emailed
asking.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's CGPT.
Yep.
Yep.
Little
Exactly.
steps.
Exactly.
Cool.
Love it.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions about that? Everybody good on that? Awesome. Has anybody changed the process that they already had a little bit?
Or rethought or
Yeah.
thought about how to ask better questions.
Yeah.
I would say for anybody that doesn't have very many reviews, like I have so many people all the time that say, how did you hear about us, or what, or sometimes they'll just ask, how did you come to know us? And it's the Google reviews that's like, gets them over the hump.
It is. That's a very good point. Google the reviews aren't going to get somebody to choose you. They're going to confirm the decision that they were already leaning towards. That's their purpose, and you've got to realize that. It's what gets them over the hump.
Like, for us, we're out of network for everybody, but I have people say, well, I know you're out of network, but you had so many Google reviews that I just thought this is the place to come.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I even saw a Harvard Globetrotter.
That's awesome. And on a side note, if you're not asking everybody why they came in, you are missing out on some very important information for your business. So please start asking that question. Please.
I feel like it also helps to tell you I don't know if this is relevant to the marketing, but when I'm doing my initial call, it helps me to know a lot about that person as well. Because if they're like, oh, someone just said you were really good, that means sometimes they might not know that much about us, which makes it much harder for them to make a confident decision.
Yeah.
Right, it might be a few phone calls they're probably not going to convert today.
They may need a free report.
They may need
Yeah.
a free
And it
report.
also can give you ideas for what you can put in future marketing messages. It's going to flag up things that you might not have thought of because you're not your patient as much as you wish you were. You're not your patient, and it might start flagging up some things that you thought, I never even thought that was something that made such a big impact. And then that becomes a newspaper ad. That becomes a Facebook ad. That becomes
your next subject headline that you're writing in your emails.
Yeah, anything that becomes the next workshop that you do, how you promote your next workshop. So every time that you're hearing the story of your patient, pay attention and use that, and to continue. Like I said before, with this perfect patient thing, it's not something you do once. It's evolving and it's a growing thing. And the more you get to know, you're just going to get to know them more and more and more and more. And this is a great way to do it.
And you'll realize how you have to make every decision around that very quickly.
Yeah.
Even this one.
So yeah, if you do have a lot of Google reviews already,
fantastic.
Start looking at them. See if you've not been really digging into them and reading them, and you're looking for some fresh new material for your marketing, that's a great place to go. Just look and say, am I currently doing anything with my marketing that is addressing what they've talked about? And if you're not, there you go. You've got a new headline. You've got a new campaign to go out with.
That is delicious.
Oh, sorry.
Somebody once told me to respond to all the Google reviews.
Actually, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Put in we were glad that we were able to get your lower back pain better. We love helping people forward, and so now when people go to my Google things, Google will pick up on that.
The language, it'll pick up on the language.
It'll pick it up and use mine first because somebody actually had a review and I responded with the low back pain.
Yeah.
So you've got a ton of them. Do you
It is a
respond?
side note. Yeah. He was
With
Once I found out I needed it,
yeah, 'cause I found a spot that started to really pull me up.
It
And I
does.
only had 13 or so.
That's fantastic.
You've had some.
Fantastic. And that's what, even if you have a lot, the point is Google wants to see you continually getting them on a consistent basis for you to be rewarded the most. So that's why it's you don't just stop. This is we start now, guys, and you keep doing it for the life of your business. Or whatever businesses you start after this. Awesome. All right. Cool. Simon, what are we doing next?
Whatever you want.
Do we want to?
Well, look, it's 5:05.
Yeah, we talked about doing some letting people have some more time to implement.
Yeah. So we've done the Chris.
Oh yeah.
The 6 questions you gave, what do you use those? In your email?
I put it in yes. I say yes. If you're not sure what you're right, here's some questions to help you get started.
this morning when we did the email reactivation campaign that we couldn't do because we didn't have internet access. We've all got internet access now? Yeah? Yeah? Put your hand up if you've got internet access. Say, I have internet access.
I have internet access.
Excellent. I'm copying Dennis. This is what he does.
Oh, really?
Yeah?
That's amazing.
Right.
I don't know how to.
So, while we're in the email mode, email sort of train, can we get some emails out to past patients? Just the check-in email. Do the 30 to 90 day one.
So back to campaign 1.
Yeah?
Flip
So,
back to campaign 1, yeah.
hi Cody, just checking in to see how your back's doing. Is there anything else that you need from me? Thanks, Simon. P.S. If it's not for you, for someone else, please let me know. That's it. 3-line email. Subject line, checking in. If you can get it to 1, 2, 10, whatever. Let's get some emails sent out.
So we need
Tomorrow,
to write a
when you come back in and say, we've got a response, somebody will get a response to that email. Can't say I guarantee it, can't, but whatever the next thing closest to I guarantee.
You can't send out 200 emails and not get a response.
No. We must get a response.
That is a big, calls me helping me on that last couple months too. That is a big thing how to develop student activists. Because how many people would be like listening on who've already bought from us and they just for whatever reason didn't get what they wanted because they were too busy.
Maybe there is a list of people who did take the last course.
Exactly.
Tonight?
Yeah, we need to start calling.
Yeah. You can tell me what's in the junk there. I can just
What do you
send
want
it.
next?
Right. So write out the email for me so I know.
Alright. And you tell me what junk to use there. Right?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay. Alright.
If you want to write out an email for that, and if you want to write an email for, did you write an email for asking for testimonials?
Yes. I'll
The
make
one on that.
sample for.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I guess I can start.